Hollyland makes some of the finest video transmitters, and in Pixel Village we use video transmitters, Hollyland video transmitters very regularly, and Mars 400 is our go-to video transmitter. About 8 months back, they launched their first audio transmitter, the LARK 150. I must admit that we don't really understand audio much. Because of the same reason, we take extra care in recording our audio and trying to reproduce it in a particular way. And we realized how complex audio can get. Currently, there are audio products available from, all price points, which are very cheap and awfully expensive ones. So whenever we get a new product, we try to put it through its paces before we actually talk about it. So after 8 months of use, here we are ready to do a review on the LARK 150. That's right. Hollyland is making really tall claims about, this particular product. And well, let me tell you right at the outset, they have actually lived up to all those promises. Now let me tell you what all those promises are. Let me read out what they were saying. Okay, they said LARK 150 featuring an ultra compact clip-on design system. The LARK 150 offers an ever reliable, a big promise, okay, ever reliable professional sound quality. That's even bigger, a claim that is ideal for vlogging, YouTube presentations, commercials, and live streaming, and other types of digital content creation that features 1 or 2 people on screen. So those 2 things are very important for me. Ever reliable, that's a big promise, and commercials, a big promise again. Like I said, there are audio products, audio transmitters and receivers at various price points. And we have been trying, testing many of them, and we must admit that we don't really easily get impressed by a transmitter for the reasons that I just told you. But this one, I must say right at the outset, is left all those boxes ticked. Let me show you what this is. This is how it comes. Very, very interesting. It's so very different from anything that we've used so far. Let me tell you that this was launched 8 months back. I see a few products which are now taking shape, which have actually entered the market with similar concept. Now, what you're looking at is a very well made box in which the transmitter and the receiver sits. And it's not just a carry case, it's also a battery pack, which means once you charge your battery, just like your Bluetooth in-ear phones, you can carry your transmitter and receiver wherever you want without worrying about the charge and stuff. Now, this is, like I told you, is very, very well made, and it comes with, this one comes with 2 transmitters, right, and 1 receiver. And this is the battery box, and of course you have the connecting cable. This one connects the receiver on to the camera, and this is a charged battery pack, okay, which you can make use of anytime. And this also acts as a nice protective cover. And of course, it also has lapel mics. Well, lapel comes in another box. Of course, it's all in that one big box I showed you in the beginning. One lapel. This is the second lapel. Then you have a couple of dead cats. And of course, a USB charging cable. So this is what you will get in one box. Let me tell you, this is enough for a small team to work with, like 2 people. Perfect for vlogging, perfect for this kind of scenario. Currently, I'm using a camera-mounted shotgun for this recording so that I can actually shift and show you how this one is going to make that a small difference. Okay, so let me organize my table. Let me explain the product now. The transmitter is very small, very well made. The moment you take it out of the box, that time itself it starts blinking. So there is an on-off switch. You long press it and it turns off, correct? And long press it to bring it back to life. The green indicates, of course, the power, and the blinking blue or the cyanish color indicates that it is waiting to be connected with the receiver. The moment it's connected, it becomes stable. It stops blinking. It becomes stable. Now, this is like a couple of other products, has a built-in microphone, an omnidirectional microphone, which LARK claims that sits inside an isolated kind of chamber, a compartment, which means it is pretty well protected against any kind of disturbances. When you handle, of course, you are likely to make some noise, knock it around, but it's pretty stable. Also, it has a 3.5 jack for you to connect the lapel and use it in the conventional way. Very interesting product. It also, of course, has a small reset button. Sometimes in case something happens, electronics, things get hung, reset, and you are ready to go again. Now, receiver is equally compact, sits very conveniently on top of your camera. It slides in onto the the flash shoe, and the inputs, if you are using multiple transmitter, the input can be controlled. The decibel levels can be controlled independently, and it'll give out 2 separate tracks. So you have a connection here. It'll give out 2 separate inputs. Now, audio can be recorded in 3 different modes. The first one is stereo. Both tracks will be 2 separate tracks. Long press the left button to switch to mono, which means 1 microphone, but both tracks will have the same audio. And the third one is the ST, safe track mode, which means one of the track will automatically go to -6 dB. And it's got a nice bright indicator LCD here right in front, and I'm really liking the interface. The communication is so clean and seamless. Of course, it has an on-off button. What you see here is the recharge contact points. I think it is there everywhere. Yes, there are these recharging contact points. Now, technically speaking, this is a 2.4 gigahertz system, and Hollyland claims that it has a latency less than 5 milliseconds, which is fantastic. So, the visual and the audio is always on sync. You can buy the LARK 150 in 3 different, combinations. The first one is called the Solo Kit, which basically is this particular box, a receiver and a single transmitter. Then you can buy the Duo Kit, which basically this is what we have. 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. That's the Duo Kit. And then you can buy just the transmitter and the lavalier as, as an upgrade for the Solo Kit owner. These are the 3 combinations in which you can buy this particular product. The Hollyland claims that this has a 100-meter range. We will, of course, put this to a test. 100 meters, like about 330 feet, which is like quite a distance. That's one. And even across that kind of a distance, they guarantee you professional quality sound. That's a tall claim. All right, so I'm ready to do a small demo. Battery pack is empty. The receiver sitting on the camera, so let me keep it aside. Well, I have just the transmitter here. I did not connect the lavalier here, and this one is with the lavalier. Correct? This is the one which is switched on now. So you are hearing me through the lavalier here. Just switch it on and it quickly connects, automatically pairs with the receiver. And currently I'm recording in mono mode so that both the tracks will have the same audio. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to this one, correct? And switch this one off. So you will see what the difference is. Before which I want to quickly connect the dead cat onto it. It very conveniently slides into, very clever design, very nicely slides into the 3.5 jack, which is originally meant for the lapel. That's where this dead cat kind of clicks in very nicely. That's a clever design, I must say. So this is what I have in my hand. If I am vlogging alone, I can clip this onto my shirt, jacket, wherever, and continue to record, and this will transmit directly onto the camera. Now, let me show you another interesting thing is that in case during the conversation you want to mute yourself, you can press this button here and you can mute yourself. Similarly, if the cameraman or the sound recordist want to mute one of the speakers, you can mute the person from the receiver as well. So if I mute one press here, now I'm back in action. All right, so that's how simple this one is. So now what I'm going to do is to switch this off and switch this one on. This is how ideally it should be held. If you keep it away from the body, of course, it will keep changing its, levels of recording. So what you can do is to replace this with this like this. I personally don't like, something like this sticking out, but it is pretty accepted in the YouTube world, So if you want to use it, that's what I will personally prefer, so that, you are a little discreet. But, well, if you prefer this, it's perfectly fine too. Omnidirectional mic with the dead cat works perfectly well. So this is basically how simple it is, and the receiver will allow you to control the recording levels by, almost like 40 steps apparently, 20 in each. Yeah, that's why they have 40 steps. You can independently control each channels from -10 dB to +10 dB. So what we're going to do next is to get out and check that the range promise, the 100-meter range promise. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to do that range test now. I'm going to be walking all the way down this walkway and see, till how far, I can maintain the range. I have a phone in my hand. This is going to measure the distance, and also I'm going to kind of get feedback from Pratik. I'm going to start walking, all right? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
So I'm going to continue walking. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I am like 30 meters away from them, and I'm continuing my walk. I am slowly, I'm sure, as I'm disappearing from the main camera here, which is behind me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm going to continue walking. And can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I am above the 100-meter mark. I'm over, rather, the 100-meter mark. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to continue walking now. They just confirmed that they lost the connection because they are really far away. I've turned my body towards the camera, thereby obstructing the line in sight because I've worn the transmitter behind me on the belt. Okay, so let me turn back. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now that confirms that my body will act as an obstacle between the receiver and the transmitter, thereby cutting off the audio signal. So you need to be very careful as to where you place your transmitter when you're walking and doing the recording. All right. So what I'm going to do is to walk out onto the middle of the road where there are absolutely no obstructions and see. Hear me now?
We can.
Here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so obviously they are right behind me. I mean, off of way back, but there is no obstruction. It's open, so they are continuing to receive me. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Construction going around.
Sorry?
Is there any construction going around?
Yes, there is construction.
We can hear. The line is getting disconnected in between.
Oh, the line was getting disconnected. All right. Is it clear now?
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. I think that's pretty good distance. All right. So I'm trying to do some vlogging with it. Okay. I'm using an XS10 with the LARK 150 mounted on the camera, walking with it with the IBIS switched on. I think the audios, I can see the levels here, pretty nice. I must watch my steps though, because I'm not really comfortable vlogging. I think it's a perfect setup. Time to conclude. All these tests were for just you people. We at Pixel Viilage are convinced about the fact that the LARK 150 is a fantastic audio device, which is perfectly suited for anyone who's getting into digital, content creation. And of course, it's also a perfect device, like they claimed, for commercial, professional recordings too. Well, just that small thing that you need to take care, that if you are really far away from the receiver, of course, just one word of caution that if you are really pushing the range, avoid introducing any obstructions in between. That can hinder the the transmission, because it's almost a line in sight transmission. The most interesting thing about this product is its price. With all these features, it still costs under 25,000 Indian rupees, 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. Well, that's to me, it's an amazing price to pay for this kind of quality. Well, the distributors or the dealers are very limited in the country, so I will definitely add a link in the description using which you can, buy this product. If it's not available, at least you can book this product. So that pretty much sums up the review of the LARK 150. If you are interested in learning photography, please head over to pixelviilage.com. We have a set of fantastic photography teachers there taking classes for you. They're all recorded sessions. You can watch the bouquet of offering, and if you like it, you can subscribe. I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye for now.